Are your chickens ready for winter? Are your chickens ready for winter?
Nah.
No, I'm not ready for winter. But it's coming regardless. It's getting cooler here in Kansas, and I have been slightly under the weather the last few days, and it has prompted me to hurry up and get some tasks done that I have been putting off far too long. These tasks are going to make our chores, hopefully, a bit easier to carry out throughout the winter. And we are out on the back porch today because it is very windy here, and so we did not want to be out in the shop. So we're sitting in the back porch. So what we're going to make today is we're going to make a waterer and a feeder for the chickens for under $40. And I got 2 5-gallon buckets from Tractor Supply. You can pick them up anywhere, Lowe's, Menards, Baumgars, Home Depot, wherever. And then I ordered a kit from Amazon. I'll try to link the kit that I got from Amazon down below, wherever that's going to be. The kit that I got has both the waterer and the feeder parts in it, and the parts that we needed for the drill to put the holes in the bucket to put everything together. So the only thing that I brought besides that kit was, of course, the 2 5-gallon buckets and some sandpaper so that we can smooth off the buckets after we put the holes in them, and we don't want any plastic fibers or things like that. So we want a good water and airtight seal. These parts all have gaskets on them, so we want them to be nice and snug. They're plastic, so we don't want to over snug them, of course. But anyway, oh, I have Derek's drill. I'm going to just kind of show you what these parts look like. So this right here is the feeder part. And this is just a plug, I guess, in case you maybe have one area that you're going to put it that you don't want so much feed coming out and you need to regulate the feed, then you can plug one of these. But it looks a little counterintuitive, but in fact, this part right here goes on the inside of the bucket, and this will be on the outside of the bucket. And so when the chickens walk up, they'll stick their heads down in here, and then their beaks will go down in this hole, and then they'll pick up their chick feed, their starter feed, or whatever it is that they're eating on their layer feed. That is what we got there, and it's got a little gasket, a little black gasket on it. And for that, we're going to use this giant hole saw. And then for the waterer, we have 8 of these waterers. I'm going to put 4 on the one bucket and save 4 back for another time. And I might make a separate bucket, and then I can just swap out instead of hauling this one around. So anyway, so when the chickens walk up to this, they're going to put their little face on this, and it will allow water to pour into these cups, and then they can drink right out of those little cups. So that's what these are going to do, and it just requires a small hole, and so this drill bit came with it to do that. And this again also has a little gasket there, and then a nut for the other end. Starting with that project, making the waterer, what we did was I want to put 4 of them on this bucket, so I just have a 5-gallon bucket. I looked at the bottom, and I kind of cheated. It has these little fins. So I don't want to put these too low, but I don't want to put them too high. So I just used my thumb, just the length of my thumb. You just want it to be like 1.5 inches or so off the bottom, so that in case there's any sediment, it's not going to clog up your little cups or your valves, but not too high. And then if the bucket itself ends up being a little bit low, you can always sit it on wood or something like that to raise it up off of the ground. So the most important thing is just to keep it off the bottom of the bucket. So I'm using the length of my thumb, and then I made a little dot there, and I did the same on the other side, and then I just did another, on all 4 sides. So we're going to take the drill, we're going to drill some holes, file it down, and then insert this, put a gasket and a nut on the back side, and easy as that, we're going to have a chicken waterer. And so we are going to start our project. We're going to try to hold this bucket and drill at the same time.
You got this.
Oh,
That was loud and hard.
woo!
That was a winner.
Kind of shocking when it does go, huh?
Okay.
Hey. I'm gonna scare ya.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, in our kit, we have the watering cup. Each one comes with a gasket already on here. And then, whoops. And then another gasket for the inside and a nut. So, uh-oh.
What was that?
It's not quite big enough.
Okay, let's try it now.
So you have to kind of bore it out just a little bit, it looks like. Did that hurt you? I'm sorry. And then we're going to take the little gasket,
Sand pieces that are getting in my eyes.
put that on the inside, take the little teeny tiny little wing nut. Install it. Try to get these things as level as I possibly can.
Not too much that.
That's what we got so far. I don't want to over tighten it because everything is very plastic, but I want those gaskets to seat. Okay, if I can keep my legs from breaking it.
Hey Mom, we need to get a duck.
Final product. One water, done. Next.
See? Oh, it's wet.
It's fine, it'll dry. Okay, so now we got to decide, are we going to do 2 or are we going to do 4? Okay, so I'm going to do kind of the same theory. I want the bottom of the hole saw at the thumb.
We're gonna put up.
I've never done a hole saw before.
Oh, pink. Ready?
So now we are going to take, oh, that fit nice and
That
neat.
is.
This little ring goes right here. Okay, so this, I guess the most important thing for this is to make sure that it is straight up and down so that when they do stick their little faces in there, they can reach the grain. It doesn't need to be watertight, obviously. There it is inside. And to be honest, there's not enough room for 4. So we're gonna just do 2. There we go.
Okay. Looking pretty good.
And easy. I don't know how long it's been.
It's only been 22 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay.
With all the recording and all the stuff, the stopping and
It's
explaining, 23 minutes total for 2 buckets. So there we have 2 feeder buckets. We're going to fill this up.
We might.
Feeder, water. We're going to go take them out to the chickens.
25 minutes. Worth your time if you have chickens.
That's right. Hi, girls. Hi. Hey, ladies. How are you? Okay, so right here I have some boards. So over here, I'm gonna put the food, and over here, I'm gonna put water so that it's easier to fill. And it keeps it about 1.5 inches off the ground putting those boards there. So let me show you what we had. This is our little $10 water we bought from Tractor Supply, just to get us by. And it's really hard. You feel like you're gonna break this little wire thing. It doesn't wanna, see, it doesn't wanna twist and open at all. It's a pain. Oh, anything's gonna be better than this little doodad.
Oh, she doesn't know. She doesn't know what she's doing.
And this is what we had. This is what we had for a feeder. And it hung from the ceiling. It's not bad, but it does get the shavings in it. New setup. 5 chickens, 1 waterer, 4 belt bowls, 1 feeder, 2 nozzles. I guess you call them a nozzle. We'll see how it goes. That was our setup before. Water, feeder.